Hello and welcome back to another Dead Island 2 video. This video is going to be the 1 month later review of Dead Island 2. We're still going to follow the concept of Before Me Buy video that I did not long ago, which I think was a week after the release. So we're going to be following the combat, pace, concept, and then obviously the conclusion and the score out of 10 when we get towards the end of the video. There is going to be spoilers in this episode, so if you don't want to know about the storyline, then please do click off this now. But I'm hoping that you've probably watching this video maybe because you don't really care about the storyline and you just want to know what in-depth thoughts people think if you want to buy the game. So let's kick off with combat. My perspective on combat has changed quite a bit. The use of different weapons in this game is absolutely immense. I didn't realise of how many there will be. I mean, like I said, I still stand by the arcadey zombie type killing game that Dead Island 2 is. But with what weapons you can actively use and the certain zombie types that you can kill with them, really makes you think about how you should approach your fights. It's very like strategical fighting style game, maybe like Jedi Fallen Order or even Dark Souls. Obviously not probably as hard as that, nowhere near, but you have to kind of think a bit of like, right, what body part shall I attack that's critical to kill the zombie quicker or kill this boss quicker? What certain weapons should I use in that fight? What certain types of weapons should I use? So should I use an acid weapon? Should I use a fire weapon? Because certain zombies will be immune to it. And also, should I use a long range weapon or a stronger gun type weapon that keeps me at range away from these certain zombies? So the combat is very, very well traversed, has a lot of weapons, and the upgradability of those weapons is next level. Honestly, I've never seen a game that has that much customization in the upgrades that you can put on. Of course, you can put upgrades on certain other zombie type games like Dying Light 2, or Dying Light, but these customizations are very granular and have loads of little intricacy parts and skills you can use, as well as the Fury mode that you can pretty much turn into a zombie for a short amount of time to pretty much rip away zombies that are standing in your path, and as well as clear an area very quickly. So combat for me is grown on me so much, and it's so enjoyable just to go in there and slash and hack and kill zombies as much as I possibly can. So that's why I'm going to be rating combat a 9 out of 10. So like I said, everything that I said before, that is the reason why I'm rating it 9 out of 10. It is honestly so satisfying to slash and hack zombies. It is unreal. So I do recommend you try out this game just for the whole combat premise of it. Moving on to number 2, and this is another thing that has changed since I last did the review a week later of the release of Dead Island 2, is the pace. So the pacing of the game is very well paced. I thought that the map was not big enough, and I thought that maybe the pace was a bit slow to start with. Even though the pace still kept you engaged with zombies through the whole way, it still kept you entertained. But I also kept playing it a tiny bit longer after that review and started to realise that it wasn't really picking up as much, and I started to get quite bored very quickly. That's until I started to do a lot more of the in-depth missions as you get towards the hotel mission. And that's when things like the very, very tough zombies start to arise, and that's when it gets very interesting. Because once you beat one boss zombie, you practically have to face them in the open world every single day, everywhere. So there's no hiding from them unless you want to run away from them, of course. But the pace of it, slowly introducing these Apex variant zombies through the storyline, is very creative and very thoughtful. It doesn't throw you in the deep end straight away with all these Apex variants rolling around. It introduces them in obviously ways that are very cool of how they've done them in the storyline. It almost creates their own mini stories for each of these mini Apex variant zombies, which adds a lot of backstory and character to them, and really makes you think, right, so how am I going to combat this zombie, and makes you learn on your own terms. And this is why I'm going to give the pace of the game a 10 out of 10. To be honest, there's nothing I can nitpick with this game. Towards the start, yes, it is a tiny bit slow, but trust me, once you get to the hotel mission or the main storyline, and once those Apex variants start coming through the revolving doors of Dead Island 2, it honestly gets very much more interesting. The zombie cyclopedia is absolutely amazing and immense at the same time. So trust me, the pace of this game is top notch, and that's why it's a 10 out of 10 for me. Moving on to the concept, which is the third and final point. So the concept of this game has, of course, again, changed for me once more, as now I've had a month with the game and I've completed the main storyline, completed some other quests. There is a lot more to this game than just an arcade zombie killing game, which I mentioned at the start. Like I said, there is that concept that still stands. It is still an arcade killing zombie game, but I said kind of like, we don't have to worry or care about the storyline. Maybe I think there's a bigger picture. At the end of the day, I don't think there's a bigger picture now. The story is amazing. It's honestly the Dead Island 2 I think a lot of fans are waiting for, and it is perfect. Just the detail of killing zombies, as well as the detail of the storyline, as well as the Fury type immunity concept that has been added into it, where you can turn into a zombie and start killing other zombies and other Apex variant zombies. That makes it a lot more easier for you to get through certain sections in the storyline, as well as the different areas such as the Newman, which are these immune zombie things that basically are you. You are a Newman as well, but you learn that through the storyline, as well as this Dr. Reed trying to find a cure for the zombie plague, but there is no cure, as he's been using his daughter's unborn membrane and trying to manipulate the DNA so there is a cure. So that's quite a very interesting storyline. But I feel like there is another Dead Island going to come off the back of this, because at the end of it, obviously like I said, there's going to be spoilers, is that the Newman kind of walk off and let you live and kind of leave it on a bit of a cliffhanger, but also Tisha or Trisha or Tish, sorry, I don't know what her name was, she runs off at the end as well, and her dad obviously dies and turns into a mutated zombie, but she runs off and you never actually find her at the end of the game. I mean, there might be some side quests I haven't done yet that actually finds her, but I feel like that might add on to the storyline, as well as the Newman that kind of left you be and let you live. So that's why I'm rating the concept of this a 10 out of 10. I honestly can't pick anything wrong with this. The pacing, the concept, the combat, the zombies, the storyline, it is all rolled into one with the concept of the zombie game. Not just an arcade killing zombie game, it is truly a great horror story zombie game that anyone can get along with that loves a good horror zombie game. Trust me, if you have been waiting for Dead Island for a long while and you're still debating it to play it, if you've played the first one, play it. You will not be disappointed. The concept is there, the thought is there, and the granular detail of killing zombies is there. So that's why I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. Now, welcome to the conclusion. So the conclusion of this is a very, very good one. Like I said in the concept and the 10 out of 10 I gave for that, everything in this game is pretty much what you expect. It can kill zombies in very, very great detail. You have a plethora of weapons to upgrade and use, as well as many different skills to attach to your character, as well as different perks that your character has that also help you in different fight situations, as well as different scenarios within the main storyline. But another thing to think of is the amount of different zombies you can actually come across, which make this game very, very interesting. So apart from that, this is why I'm giving this game, Dead Island 2, a month later, a 9.5 out of 10. The reason why I'm not giving it 10 out of 10 is because I still think the combat maybe can be a tiny bit better. It still annoys me when I swing my weapon at a zombie and they still swing through my attack. It is very, very minor, but like I said, these are very nitpicking details, and this is only why it is a 9.5 out of 10. But like I said, I recommend this game to anyone that enjoys zombie horror games and that really just wants a game to chill out and play and really put a test to your gaming abilities, as well as in these fight scenes with different zombies. Anyway guys, thank you for joining me on this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.